Good ladies, my name is my name is Jamerson. Let me try that again. Good ladies, my name is Markiplier.
And today, I have an important announcement to my Yuri fans.
This is going to be a presentation by Jamerson Blukstery Blokington III, multi-invader of all the time, the Savian. Now, I am stepping down from my Yuri King position. I know this might come as a shock to many people, but I will explain exactly why later. I will say right now that the position will be given to Banhad because I believe Banhad is very good at... Fuck, I forgot something. I'm just gonna start... explanation later. I'm gonna explain later, and I will be giving the position to Banhad. I already explained that, and I'm deeply sorry to anyone that I may have hurt and or disappointed with my decision. I'm very sorry. I don't expect to be apologized.
Hold on. Let me look at my cards real quick. I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
Okay. I am sorry again. So now I will get to my explanation. Why did I step down from being the Yuri King? Here you can see my greatest Yuri video of all time, Dilemma. 54,000 views 9 months ago. Absolutely incredible. We have had an incredible run with Dilemma 2 and Dilemma 3. And the thing is, I have run into Dilemma 4, but it is a different type of a dilemma. So I was playing Deltarune, and this is what I realized. My GOAT, Birdly. I genuinely think Birdly is the most well-written, fleshed out, incredibly well-made character, the greatest of all time in Toby Fox history, maybe even in RPG history. Birdly is simply incredible. And I don't think anyone can deny how goated this guy is. And here comes the dilemma. So I've drawn this visual representation. Do I have a laser pointer? No. Okay. So now I have a laser pointer. Okay, so here we can see Birdly, right? And it's kind of questionable who Birdly wants to rizz up. I think it's very obvious that Birdly has a certain love for Noelle specifically, but he has shown to fuck with basically Chris and or Susie. It doesn't really matter for him. He's just goated like that. So I drew those arrows, but keep in mind that I think this is the most important arrow for Birdly, since there is that one part in chapter 4 where he does ask out Noelle specifically to go on a date instead of Susie or Chris. But Chris can respond with that, but I don't. Chris can respond with that they want to go to the festival with Birdly, but I think it's clear to us that Chris simply isn't into it, and neither is Susie. So the only possible choice here is Noelle, right? I also drew Chris here. I didn't draw him, but I put him here in brackets because it's not quite confirmed how much Riz Birdly is willing to use for Chris. And I also drew Snowgrave in brackets because this also exists. And of course we have the Yuri couple here with the two arrows there. They definitely love each other very much. But usually this stuff is very one-sided, which is unfortunate. Now, option A is what we're seeing. Here we have basically Burley getting absolutely cooked by Susie and Noel. He's not able to get either of them, but the Yuri is very happy here. The Yuri is incredibly happy here. You can see the smiley face. It's green, but Burley gets cooked here. I should have crossed this out as well, and I should have crossed this out as well, because I don't even know why I added this. I'm gonna be honest. Chris doesn't fuck with Burley. Neither does Susie. So okay, doesn't matter. Just imagine that's crossed out. But here's the other option that we have. Here I made it Snowgrave, because So here we have the other option where Susie doesn't get any play, very sad, but Burley gets a bunch of play with Noel. Imagine there's another arrow here. So you can see the smiley face, both of those are happy. Chris is just chilling as always. And Burley's happy instead of sad, and Noel is happy. It's simply, the question is, which is better? Which is better? Do we want the Yuri couple together or the straight couple together? If the Yuri couple's together, I don't know if I can go back. If the Yuri couple's together, then Burley's sad. But if the Yuri couple isn't together, then Burley's very happy. So, the question is, which is better? And in my humble opinion, I think the GOAT needs some happiness in his life. He deserves happiness in his life. And so I'm gonna say that this is better. Simply because I think Burley's the greatest character written of all time. And I think he just deserves some happiness. And that's that's what I said. And I also have this graph here that explains, will Burley rizz up Noel / Susie / Chris? It's definitely not looking good on the graph. Probably needs a massive assist from Burger Pants. Burger Pants is probably gonna have to go over to Burley and say, yo bro, remember that one time you saved me from drowning? Yo, thank you bro. Right in front of Noel, because I think that would be very useful. But there's a few other assists that he could do, but I really don't think that it's gonna go well. I've calculated it before, and it says there's a 5% chance of happening in chapter 5, and the rest, it doesn't seem like he's gonna be able to rizz up either, any one of them, which is quite unfortunate for the Burley fans, but quite fortunate for the Yuri fans. So now I will get to my reasoning on why I'm stepping down from the Yuri king position, and why I think Burley deserves the joy more than Susie. Well, first of all, Burley's my GOAT. I like Susie a lot as a character. I think Susie is incredibly written, incredible with the things that she does, like beating up the fucking turtle dude. That was so cool. I think the turtle dude should just die, which he did. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm very happy that Susie helped with that. She's also just cool, but I still think Burley's better, simply because look at him. So that's why I think Burley deserves the happiness more than Susie. I also found out that if it's a straight relationship, that I can also partake, so it's more fun for me. Now the thing with Yuri is that it's two women, and that's incredible, right? I love women as much as the next guy, and if there's two of them, that's incredible. But you don't get to partake. Think about that. Think about that, guys. Himedanchis out there, think about that. Is it really that fire if you can't even partake? For some people it is, but for me, I found out that I need to experience the love as well, instead of just sitting there. You know what I mean? And also Burley's my go, because yeah. So here are some other solutions that I have heard of. You know, instead of stepping down from the Yuri position, I can do any one of these, but I will explain why I don't mess with it. So first, polyamory. The act of getting into a like more than two people relationship. I personally am not too big of a fan of it because it's just, you know, it's like when you have like 50 kids. You know, it's hard to love all of them the same amount. And the thing is, it's also maybe, I'm not sure, I've never done this stuff, but I think maybe it's a little less personal. It's harder to get to know each individual person very well. And I don't know, it's just a little tough. And it's also really difficult to come by. You won't really see it a lot, will you? I mean, you can look around, but it's a little difficult to come by. But it is, I guess maybe it might be an option in the future. If it comes to me, then I will definitely take the option. Being trans. So I've heard this a lot in this Yuri King community. And I think it is definitely a great solution, but the issue here is I fuck with it, kind of, but the issue is I'm a hime danshi. I'm not a hime joshi. Being a hime danshi is completely different from being a hime joshi. No, I'm the Yuri king. I'm not the Yuri queen. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, because, you know, if I was a female, I would want men on men action. I would be a fujoshi. I would not want woman on woman action. And if I was a guy, I would want woman on woman action. That's just how it is, I think. So, you know, I get it, but I just simply think that it wouldn't work for me. But definitely I have thought about it, and I don't think it works for me. There's also yaoi, which technically isn't even a solution because I would still be giving up Yuri. But the whole thing about me liking Yuri is, you know, I like women. I think a lot of people can agree with me on that. So yaoi would just be a step in the completely opposite direction. I don't know any more solutions. If you have any, type them in the comments or tell me at the end of this presentation as a question. But yeah, that's about it. That was all. Thank you very much for listening to my announcement. Once again, I'm very sorry, but it just has to be this way. Thank you, and bye. Fucking horrific. Fucking horrific.